to the stream. I am back with more Maplestory, as usual. I didn't do a stream Tuesday, even though I said I would at some point. But, I did have to do a test on that day. It was my last test, thankfully, so I literally have nothing else to do. In terms of classes now, I finished all my work, so I'm free to be able to stream back at the almost usual time. And to be honest, I think I might change it because I've been sleeping much later than usual because I keep staying up much later than usual. So streams might be more around 10 in the morning than 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And also to start off, we're doing the new little thing every 45 minute mark per hour. So yeah, we're just gonna wait for that casually. And I just realized I forgot to do something. It's fine. I can do it later. Oh yeah. Also, I guess like while I was decided not to stream on Tuesday, I guess part of me was also like still recovering from my favorite series, my favorite manga, as people should know by now. Because yeah, I mentioned it. I did actually, to kind of point out, I did do a stream on Friday, even though I never said I was going to stream on Friday. But what was on Thursday? Oh yeah, I didn't stream on Thursday. I don't actually remember why. But but I decided to stream on Friday, and my reason is this. Friday, May 1st, as I said during the stream, but that's not going to be up on YouTube because it was an art stream, I read my favorite manga. The new chapter, Chapter 90, came out on May 1st, which, interestingly enough, was also a character birthday. On May 1st. My favorite character's birthday, might I add. And okay, I'm recording. Okay. Okay, first we have to concentrate on this whole thing because I need points. Oh god. Okay, it's also gonna lag a bit. Anyways, my favorite character's birthday was also May 1st. And the chapter of my favorite series was on May 1st. And guess what? I said it already in the stream, but that chapter, I cried. I could not stop crying, and it was so painful emotionally that I was like, I was in a wreck that I had to stream on that day because I needed to cope because I was just sitting at my computer crying my eyes out. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, it's gonna lag a bit. So yeah, if players in the game are starting to look weird, it's because the game is lagging so badly. Only for the minigame though, everything else is fine. Otherwise, my stream wouldn't be green right now. Like, okay, stable. Anyways, what I was saying, so yeah, that chapter made me cry, and if anyone reads the manga, Seraph of the End, which is, as everyone knows, I talk about it every single day, apparently now, well, considering the latest chapters, it's not much of a surprise. But if anyone reads that series, or, like, I don't mean like you just watch the anime and done, you should definitely read the manga, because so much is happening in it right now. Like, damn it. Oh, 19th place! Oh yeah, everyone keeps breaking the golden coconuts, apparently. Yeah, blue team has it in the bag here. one time I'm not blue team, I actually lose. Anyways, as I was saying, so basically, yeah, on Friday, that chapter made me cry so much. And, like, I streamed, like, just, like, did an art stream on that day because I needed to cope. And I wasn't in the mood to play Maplestory, too, because I was just, like, a mess. Like, I couldn't even bring myself to... I was actually playing Maplestory while I was waiting for the chapter as well. So when I read that chapter, I was like, I could not read anymore. I mean, I could not play the game anymore because I was like, I was just a mess. I was just a huge mess in emotions. And I'm not gonna say what happened, but I'll just say the fact that it was on May 1st of all days made it hurt even more. Okay, these are new things. Okay. They're not like in the cave here. Oh yeah, I have a lot of arcane symbol, but I'm also spending so much mesos on upgrading these. So much. So yeah, I'm almost like at 520 for arcane power. Is that arcane? Yeah, arcane power. So if I were to be level 2, oops. If I were to be level 230 by now, I would be like set for at least like minimally set for the morass area? Yeah, morass, because that's unlocked at level 230. But yeah, as usual, always focus on arcane power upgrading. Otherwise, you're just gonna be not in a good place when you actually play through the later zones. Because they will wreck you so badly in this game, if you didn't. I sort of wasn't prepared when I actually got to Choo Choo Island, to be honest. Because it was kind of boring to do all the dailies in Vanishing River. Like, I'm okay with it, but it's like Vanishing River is not my, like... I like it, but I like, Arcana more, like, for instance. Like, I like being in the Arcana region. Where's my mouse? Gotta make sure I know where my buttons are. What else am I thinking about? Okay, what else am I thinking about that has nothing to do with Seraph at the End? Oh yeah, one thing I gotta say, because I realized that I talked about it a lot in my previous streams. Yeah, you know all my comments about like, kind of like what I'm hoping for in next chapters and stuff? Well, all those comments I made horribly did not age well. And I'm like, why did I do this to myself? That's also why the chapter was more painful, because I got my hopes up. Rule number 1 when you read a series that definitely does have emotional moments and stuff. Don't get your hopes up. Never get your hopes up. That is like a lesson to be... That is a lesson to be learned. Do not get your hopes up. To be fair, that's pretty much like what I keep telling myself when I played the Danganronpa games and actually watched them. To be fair, I actually watched Danganronpa. I watched the first 2 games at playthroughs, but then I played the second game myself, but not the first game, thus why there was a playthrough. And why that playthrough is actually kind of bad, because I was like, I didn't really bother with like bonus stuff. And I still didn't, because I'm like, not interested. But anyways, so yeah, the point being, don't get your hopes up for a series. To be fair, I did kind of get my hopes up a tiny bit, like, throughout Danganronpa 3, but, like, considering some facts already, like, I clearly knew what was going to happen based on, like, circumstances. Not too much, though. Because one episode, I actually cried just as much as I did. One episode of Danganronpa 3, which is anime dubbed by Also, like, one of the, dubbed by Funimation. And interesting enough, my favorite character in Cerebrian, his English voice actor voices another character I liked, started to like so much, and like feel bad for in Danganronpa 3. in the English dub, if people are curious. But yeah, that I cannot forget that, like, just like recently, I remembered that, like, a couple moments in Danganronpa 3 made me cry just as much as Danganronpa when two particular episodes of Danganronpa 3 happened. I'm not gonna specify because it is spoilers. Very much because it's the conclusion to the Hope Speak arc, so I'm not gonna spoil it. And I don't care if people don't like it or not. I love it. That's what I think. I still love it to this day. I mean, outside of the fact that it made me cry a lot, it's still pretty good. Also, it's like, I feel like the reason people don't like it is because they have way too many expectations. Which is not a good mindset for a series. If you have too many expectations, you're obviously gonna hate it. So it's like, that's why I don't have too many expectations. Like, you know, like how there are people who have so many expectations for Kingdom Hearts 3. For me, I had very little expectations. As in, I mean, like, oh, I hope this happens exactly when. That's what I mean by expectation, by the way. When it's like someone's like, oh, I hope this happens because if it doesn't, I'll be really mad. Like, I had less of that whenever I get into a series because I don't want to think too much, you know? Because if you think too much on that, you're just not gonna like it. And that's how I enjoy those games and stuff. Because I did not go into the game hoping that they would do this particular thing. So, yeah. And also, because I have very, like, little, like, oh, I hope this happens, like, expectation-wise, I enjoy it because, like, those small expectations end up being fulfilled, in a way. So, yeah. Although, I will agree on one thing for Kingdom Hearts 3 is, like, it is, like, less focus on Disney and, especially Final Fantasy, like, related stuff. But it can't be helped. I mean, to be fair, as time went on, like, Kingdom Hearts started being more, like, focused on its original cast. So it can't be helped when you think about it. It's sort of how I started creating my series, because in my series, it started out as, like, creating OCs, like, for, like inspiration stuff. But as time went on, I started thinking I'm putting a lot of effort into my characters. That if I do this, it didn't feel right. Like, if I continue to make them labeled as OCs, it just wouldn't be who I am. Like I wanted to make more use of the characters I'm making. So that's why I developed the series and had to work from the ground up to pretty much do all the world building. Which, to be honest, I'm still trying to work out. It's not easy. It really isn't. There's so much to do. But I don't mind because I'm enjoying myself. Although there are days where I'm being lazy about it. But to be fair, these days, there's a lot's happening. So I'm not like, it's kind of hard to keep my focus on straight most of the time. Yeah. Basically, long story short, this whole, like, I think part of conversation is, like, people have so much expectation, and then, because they have so much expectation, they would usually not like a series. And I'm not saying this collectively. Like, many people, like, they could have high expectations, and if those are not met, they could still enjoy it. Like, but it's like something common I've seen. I know, like, it's not gonna... It doesn't really matter since, you know, people could think what they want, but... But it's something I want to point out because I notice it a lot, and it's, like, why I see, like, a lot of dislike for some games, anime, whatever, because people have way too many expectations. And also, a little fun fact about the Danganronpa 3 anime. Several times, my friend and I looked at the reviews a few times, and the reviews were extremely positive. Well, actually, that's a bit of an overstatement. The reviews are actually pretty good. They're, like, above, like, 85% positive rating. And here's the thing. 85% positive. So many good reviews we've seen. But then there's, like, when you go on a Reddit, you see so much hate. And it's like, okay. It's like very contradicting. But to be fair, it is a focused Reddit. So it's probably just that. But yeah, the point being is, like, so many people like it, but then you go to the fandom, and it's like, so many people don't like it, and it's like, make up your mind. Yeah, so, if anyone's gonna ask, I do like Danganronpa 3. I don't care what people say. My expectations were so small, and it met a lot of them, so... Yeah, it's been 4 years, so to be fair, now, present day, I'm not into Danganronpa anymore as much. Like, I'm pretty much distanced from it, but I still see fan art now and then. Like, I'll still appreciate the fan art. I mean, it is fan art, but it is, like, sometimes I don't want to see it just because I'm not into it anymore, but I'll still appreciate just how, like, it's well done. Okay. Okay, that was quick. Anyway, so okay, if I remember correctly, this whole conversation sort of started just because I was, like, thinking about, like... I was like, don't get your hopes up for if you're, like, getting into a series. Well, to be fair, it's not that far from the truth, as I said, because... Like, that's what made the chapter so much more painful, is because I had because I was, like... Because a lot of us, like, in the fan base, were hoping way too much. And it's like, our hearts were just instead broken even further. And what doesn't help is the final few pages, because... Oh my god. I don't know how to say it, because it is a spoiler, in a sense. If anyone wants me to, feel free to say it's like, oh, it's okay to say the spoiler, just not the exactly what the events happened. Actually, no, I could not say exactly what the events are. Like, that happened. I can mention what this character says, which is not really a spoiler at all, but like, if I talk about it, it'll just make me cry, and I'm like, I could literally cry right now, because that chapter was so emotional to me. Oh, yeah, and also, like, it goes into a lot of, like, the fan base not understanding Japanese either, because... And don't worry, I know what it means. I mean, because... Okay, here's something interesting that I've noticed, because I actually read the chapters again. Oh yeah, that's probably why I didn't stream on Thursday, because I was reading the Seraph of the End chapters again. Because I wanted to refresh myself on a lot of story points. Because I mentioned it a lot that when I read the manga, it was like in like several like gaps. Because I kind of stepped away from the fandom a lot. Just because, you know, the years gone by and I don't like I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. Like, I got into My Hero Academia. I got into more video games. There was also Danganronpa. So, like, my mind's been occupied by a lot of things. And also, I've been reading a lot of webcomics off webtoons. And... So, basically, I wanted to refresh myself on story points. And also, reading a lot of them again, I'm like, oh, this still hurts me emotionally. thing is, when I read a lot of it again, I noticed a very specific wording. And it's related to, like, you know, like how... Okay, I'm gonna point this out here. If anyone kind of understands, like, Japanese or is aware of, like, the language, like, you don't have to understand it. You just have to know, like, aware of, like, how they write things. Like, Japanese has many ways of saying, like mentioning love. And it's not just like romantic love, it's also like platonic and all that stuff. And Japan has many different ways of saying it. However, in English, we don't really say, we don't really use love unless it's like familial or, romantic, but, like, depends. But if it's familial, it's usually, like, between a parent and a child. You know, like, when a child, like admires their parents and they just say, oh, I love you, mommy, or something. But in this case, like... okay, how do I put this? Oh, I have so many potions. Okay, how do I put this? Basically, in English, we don't use, like, the word unless it really means, like, one or the other. And... how do I put this? It's so hard to put this. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that because these are Japanese translated to English stories, like, we have to be more careful with the wording in English because unlike in Japanese, we don't just say love like just so, like, in, like, other than, like, at least, like, one different way. So I'm mentioning this because when I read the chapters again, I noticed that how do I put this? It's actually much more difficult than I thought. Like, okay, in the series, the word, in the English translation, you only see the word love mentioned when it actually means, romantically. And when it actually means more than friends, basically. Like, it doesn't have to mean outright romantic, but, like, it could basically imply more than friends, like the unrequited love, basically. Or, it varies. I don't know how to put it. I'm just trying to explain my, like, how I see this. Basically, in Japanese, it's very much meaning, in this case, it very much means more than friends. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, in English, we don't use the word love in, like, it's not... The word love in Servian is not used unless it actually means more than friends. And everyone knows what that means. That means not platonic. It... and the fact that I noticed that when I read the chapters again and after the latest chapter, like, it 100% definitely mean, like, it is what it is. And of course, a good number of people in the fanbase had to clarify to people who probably are curious of the Japanese or are clearly in denial or something. Like, we had to clarify that, yes, it does mean that in Japanese. I just realized I have, like, 3 pixel heroes following me. Basically, wait, did I say I would say? Basically, yeah, the recent chapter, it ends with something like that, a love confession. But, considering the circumstances, it's both cute and very heartbreaking. I'm not gonna say what happened. But if you read the manga, you would know exactly what happened and just, like, know why I'm so, like, so emotional and sad and well, actually, that's the same thing. Emotional. um. But yeah, I'm just an emotional mess from that chapter just because of everything that's happened. And also, the writer, the creator of the series really went there. Like, I'm not talking about what I just said. I meant what happened in that chapter, like, at the end. Or just, like, in general, the 2 chapters, because those 2 chapters are just so... Did I mention that I had to read all the chapters again? Because I did. And that actually included the ones I had to read online, because I had the volumes, but it was only, like, up to 74 chapters, like, in physical copies. So yeah, I read chapter 89 again and had to go through, and basically was an emotional mess again. And I didn't like that because I'm like, no. I was just literally like not prepared. I even like didn't want to read that chapter again because I was like, no. But I told myself I have to because I'm not gonna just jump into the next chapter having not read chapter 89 again. And I'm like, oh no. And also to clarify something about, like, what I said. To kind of, like, as someone said online, and also to remember, a pairing is not canon unless the second individual reciprocates. Like, feels the same way, officially. Let's clarify that, because that's something. I'm also like very much a mess from that chapter. Aww. I really hope... Okay, considering that in the series we know something in the previous chapters, I'm definitely certain that even though what happened in chapter 90 happened, I don't think this will be, in a way, the end. And I'm not talking about story-wise. I mean, like, specifically what happened. This is not going to be... This is not the end. And also, I did hear that, so what's actually happening in the story is only just the beginning of what has yet to come, I guess, is one way to put it. And I'm like, oh no, I am not prepared for this. I am not prepared to face what's gonna happen next, because after that happened at the end of that chapter, I'm just like in tears. What's the only thing I'm hoping for now is just like, even if what happens happened, I hope it's like not like how do I put this without spoiling? Okay, I don't know how to put it spoiling, but it's like what most of the fan base is thinking, and I hope it's in the more like not make it even sadder, because what I know is that basically I'm just thinking about a game I played, because what's going on might be similar, hopefully ends up being somewhat similar to one particular case. I don't know how to put it. I honestly don't know what to say, because this is spoiler territory I'm going in. So I don't know if I want to say it, just in case no one knows. Like, obviously doesn't know the series. And also, speaking of Seraphidian, I also kept thinking about it for a while, but, it would be interesting to one day see, a continuation of its anime adaptation. Obviously, its anime follows the manga, outside of the point differences in the final episode, it could still continue. And thinking about it, I'm I'm just like thinking about it, and like, if it were to continue the anime adaptation, I think the creator wants the story to almost or already be complete when that happens. And that's like my guess. We don't know. We obviously don't know. As of the time I'm streaming this, which is May 7th, 2020. I'm gonna mention that because what if someone watches this spot again one day and questions it? I guess speaking of which, bots are uploaded on YouTube. But anyways, like, as of this date, which I just said, there has been nothing said about a continuation. But people really want there to be a continuation. And I can see what they mean. I do agree. I do want to see more of the story animated. But we would have to wait a long time because as you all know, this series, the manga, is updated once a month, which is why the chapters obviously come out much later. So, if there were to have a continued anime adaptation, I'm predicting that we would have to wait when it's almost done or already done. At this rate. Because that would make the most sense at this point. Because, I mean, if it continues, it leaves on a cliffhanger. Like, think about it. Think about how people who watch it would feel. Like, or like people who get into it and it's like, it just ends like that. Like, you don't have the continuation for like the next several months or something. Or years. I don't think the series is gonna last super, super long. I get what I'm saying. My throat. Okay, anyways. I'm on blue team. Yay. Doesn't really matter because it just depends on how fast we're breaking these coconuts. Anyways, okay, I'm pretty much done talking about that for the most part. Why are all the coconuts here on this side? Okay, where's the coconuts? Oh. Okay. So, anything else? Fun. I got hit by the crab. Wow, I jumped really high. Okay, I'm gonna concentrate on this a tiny bit just because I want to focus on what I'm doing. Lag, why? It's not my computer, it's actually just the game because so many people. Dang it. Just focus on grabbing a lot of these. Where's the... towards PvP? I actually don't know. The coconuts. I don't understand how golden coconuts work because they don't really say how much it costs to break them. Again, the coconuts are shuffled again. This book is not getting points, it doesn't matter. Oh, we won! One! And someone just repeated a comment twice in chat. In the game. Okay, let's go back. So many potions. I think I'm done with the potions for now, just because I have so many of them. And I got a lot of Celestial War damage boost. Okay, turn these in. Or the symbols. I was about to call them coins, but they're not coins, they're arcane symbols. Anyways, what to talk about now? That's good. For some reason, when I accept quest here, it's actually really slow. I don't know why, and it's not my computer, obviously. Otherwise, how the heck am I streaming right now? Okay, let's go to the weakened Dreamkeepers. As we get hit by the giant flying random enemy of the map. I'm gonna take a quick peek at my monster collection, which is quite a lot. Okay, river. I'm missing the sun spirit one here. What the? Alright, some of them... Okay, never mind. I was like wondering why that's there, and I was like, oh yeah. Right, the Morass and Espera are more story-centered, related, like when looking at all this stuff, it's like, only, Choo Choo Island and Arcana are sort of filler in, Arcane River. Anyways, is there anything else to talk about? Let's see. Let's talk about the series already. That makes me hurt so much. Just like those final pages. I'm just like, aww. Like, why you had to do this to me? Why do you have to do this to all of us? We're just all emotionally broken. Like, that chapter really left, like, a lot of people in the fan base just, like, really heartbroken. Like, we were all, like, not ourselves. We were just all, some people, like, couldn't do anything, and then some people were like, I'm gonna create fan art and pretend this particular event in the chapter did not happen. And that's a nice way to cope, but what really doesn't help is that it's May 1st, of all days, that chapter came up. It had to be May 1st. I know there's also the case of... I know there's the case of, what was it? Okay, I'm trying to remember, but my memory is really bad. knows. Okay, what was I gonna say? It's like, oh yeah, I was talking about like the fact that it was like on May 1st. Okay, so basically, from what I know it wasn't intentional because the other manga that update once a month were also posted on May 1st. So it's not much of a like on purpose, as it's more just coincidence, but it's a very nasty coincidence considering that it's a character birthday on that day from that series. And the fact that that chapter was on May 1st alone, just because of that reason, that fact, makes it so much more painful. Yeah, and the entire fan base is crying. I'm crying too. I literally cried so much that day. And I haven't cried that much, like, streaming-wise, I guess, for the most part, like, not really streaming, but it's more like recording as well. The last time a series made me cry that much was definitely, Zanki Zero. And everyone knows that, because I actually cried on stream because of how heartbreaking the whole, like, situation was. Like, it was the final stream, by the way, so, if anyone's curious, those VODs are uploaded on YouTube. Although, some of them are kind of messily edited at the moment, so, but it is the final stream. So, but if you want specifically me crying like a baby, like for, I mean, it's not bad. It's okay to cry because from what I know, if you don't cry but you're really sad, like, it will literally cause emotional distress. I mean, emotional stress. Which is not healthy. But anyways, like, if anyone's curious, it's the finale. The one labeled final. Okay, we're also about to upgrade this next symbol. I'm gonna do that first. I'm also only doing the stage 21 because I don't want to do stage 30 because that was pretty difficult to complete. I only continued because I had enough confidence to keep going in this thing. I really love the music in Arcane River in general. Actually, to be honest, all the music in this game is wonderful. I really like it. Oops, not stage 30. I don't trust myself doing that. Anyways, stepping away from the topic of Sarah at the end, because it makes me emotional these days. What's I gonna say? The fan art's so cute though. And anyways, oh yeah, yesterday, okay, I don't watch anime on Crunchyroll since I'm mostly like a dub watcher. I know they have dubs on Crunchyroll these days, but I cannot handle 2 subscriptions. But like just yesterday, the anime Tower of God and is getting an English dub on the 13th. And I am like, oh my god, yes. And also I saw the voice cast, and I know I say this all the time because, you know, I love dubs. I love knowing who the voice actors are. But like this time around, I'm just like, oh my god, all these people. Like, a lot of familiar voice actors. Oh, that's a lot. I can only merge one. go. Level 9 on Matcha Lane. Anyways, yeah, Tower of God is, like, it's getting an English dub, and I'm like, I'm so excited. And here's a little something. I actually have been, like, Tower of God is, like, the first, like, series I've, like, in terms of, like, being a webcomic, or it's kind of called a manga now, but it's, like, it's a Korean webcomic. How did it call? Okay, there we go. Basically, Tower of God has been a series I've been reading since the fall of 2018. And when its anime was announced, like when I actually saw the post, which was earlier in the year, I was like, oh my god, they actually done it! Yeah, it's Crunchyroll original though. And I don't even have Crunchyroll, so I actually literally cannot watch it because I'm unable to. I want to, but the obvious reason is because I don't have I'm not gonna spend so much money paying for 2 subscriptions. I think I'll make an exception this time, but I have to, like, probably wait to binge it, though. But, like, Tower of God getting an anime, just, like, when I first heard about that months ago, I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, they're actually doing one. Because I remember when I was reading the webcomic, I remember people talking a lot, like, I hope this gets an anime. I hope this is animated. Like I've seen, like, comments about that, like, everywhere. And, like, especially in the comments section of chapters. So when this actually has happened, I was so happy. I was so happy for the series. And I really want to see it because I've seen clips and and the animation is so good. Like, I mean, like, some people were, like, wary at first, but it actually is really good, and I love a lot of the moments already. Like, from how I see, like, how a lot of them are animated, I'm like, I want to watch this. But I have to wait a bit because, I'm not gonna, like, spend, like, too much money. 1, the obvious reasons, and, 2, I have so many pre-orders ongoing, so I need to make sure, those get transacted first. I think soon enough some of them will because it's already May, so this month, if nothing, like, happens, like, too much. I mean, I don't know if international shipping's affected, but I'm actually getting, like, some figures, which should be, like, coming from Japan, based on what the message was. Like, you know, like, for, like, when you're buying a figure, it's like, it'll be exported from Japan or something. So yeah, I had to wait till, like, at least, like, those get transacted before I, yeah. But, like, just the fact that Tower of God's, like, getting now in English dub, I'm like, oh, I want to hear them all talk now. I hope, like, people are going to share some clips online because I want to at least have, like, a sneak peek on what the dub sounds like. Like, it's not, well, by the time I'm streaming this, none have been posted. And they might not be sharing it until actually it's aired. On the not the 15th, May 13th, 2020. But I'm excited, and also, Chris Hackney, who voiced in Fire Emblem, is the voice for Kun, so I'm like, I can't wait to hear him as Kun. Oops. I'm just gonna be super happy. I can't wait to hear how the dub is. The cast is amazing. Like, the cast list is amazing, even though I literally could say that to any series in general because I love voice actors. I can't wait. And also, I love Tower of God. I've been, obviously, I'm reading it online. Duh, it's on Webtoons. Okay. Oops, wrong one. Okay, let me go do this again. the scene I randomly switched to is for my art streams. Is this counted? Okay, so the things are counted for. That's not Spirit Savior. Let's go check our coins. Let's try Spirit Savior at least once for at least like 1 coin. This is actually difficult to kind of handle because these things do not like me. I hate this. The thing is about the that makes this one difficult is just the fact that there's so many platforms. You literally can have barely any time to move properly because there's so much. Run. Can't even jump down. Get them turned in. I can't jump. Why am I... The keys. No, what the heck? Okay, so that happened for no reason. I didn't understand. Oh, I did. Never mind. What? Oh my god, the game doesn't even register my pressing. Are you kidding? Oh my god. Okay, that was annoying. I literally pressed spacebar right on top of the spirit, and it didn't even register, like, my clicking. I hate that so much. I literally clicked, like, so many times and it didn't register. Okay, let me go concentrate on this. No, I didn't turn him in! Dang it. I didn't realize the timestamp until it was too late. Okay. How do I know how many little friends I saved? Look at these little rock spirits. They're so cute. Okay. Okay. Anything else to do? Okay, let's go grind a bit. I have 500 arcane power. Still crazy to know that I am, honestly. let's go. Come on, almost done. Let's hurry so I can switch characters before the next thing starts. There we go. Got the maximum coin capacity. Oh wait, I can't switch yet. So I have to do something else real quick. So let's go loot. All the little coins. Why does it send me here? How is this place not recognized as like the main place? I guess the other place is because that's where you go to the next destination. Yay! We have done it. We have done this. Come on, click the button. Why are some things always like infuriate me, even though it's so petty? Yeah, basically this, I just spam all my skills right off the bat. 'Cause it just works. Wait, what? I don't have the... Okay. Also, no matter what I do here, like, I can never get, up past, like, this health bar. Okay. Okay, let's go switch characters real quick. Do not have a random thing open. Okay. Let's see. for this, we just need 2 more days just to challenge the Pixrog. Need more PvP stuff, and yeah, and all that's left is upgrading this and buying stuff from the shop. Oh, just in time. Yeah, this is why I just wanted to switch characters. And then after we do the dailies here, a little bit, I'm not gonna do the PvP minigames on stream because that got really boring to like watch, or just like watch myself as well to play with them. Someone's little penguin. That's adorable. A giant leaf for maple kind. What is that metal? The one that this penguin dressed characters like has on them. I only went to that forest jump quest. You know, I'm actually glad we are not doing the forest jump quest anymore because that annoyed me so much. I didn't like it. It feels so weird saying our character name, the guild name, but no medal. We're so used to medals in Maplestory, aren't we? It's already been an hour. Wow. And immediately we do not have any coconuts. Yay. Why is it randomly lagging? I don't really care much about the winning in this game, honestly, because all I'm here for is just to get the completion to the thing. The PvP stuff. Let's focus on breaking coconuts. Long anyway. Okay. Did someone just get censored for just saying what we had to break in this game? I think someone just got censored for saying the word of an actual innocent word. Wow. More coconuts, but why are they all taken? Okay. Okay, destroy these. jump. Am I getting a lot of points for this? I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Let's go keep on doing this one here. Oh, right. I should probably... Okay, anyways. Is there anything else to talk about? Since, you know, I do want to talk about some things. Let's see. Other than Sarah for the end, because I, like... Okay, I may have recovered from that chapter for the most part. I mean, I've been crying for days. I cried a lot on the first day, obviously. But it's like... I don't want to think about it too much because I still get like teary-eyed when I think about it. Like, obviously because of what happened. Aw. God dang it, I cannot... Like, other than what happened at the end of chapter 90, there was still the rest of the chapter. And the rest of the chapter really shows like... I don't want to say too much, but I guess it's like kind of also revealing how like... Like, despite everything in the whole... Like... It ties into what a character says in chapter 86. And it does tie into why the title of chapter 90 is the way it is. I'm not going to say what the title is because it's a spoiler. I know spoiler titles of stories could be so spoilery. But anyways, like... It ties into what a character says in chapter 86, which makes chapter 89 and 90 hit a lot harder emotionally. And other than what happens at the end of the chapter, the fact that like we have this character saying all these things and it's like that's why he said what he said in chapter 86, which was a cute fluffy moment. But it was also sad. It's sad now, considering we know what happens, like, literally not even a few chapters later. Which, may I remind the audience, if anyone reads Sarah for the End, in the story, in universe, that was probably like 20 minutes ago. That was probably 20 minutes ago in universe. For us, it's like 2 to 3 months of like just like waiting for a new chapter and stuff. For the characters in story, that's not even like more than like 20 minutes ago. So, yeah, that chapter also kind of talked about, like, that stuff as well. Which obviously adds to the emotional factor. Yeah, you know what I mean. It got really sad, and it just only went sadder because of that. I can't get over it. Obviously, none of us are gonna get over it. I mean, for one, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna say much. I think yeah, I do have like, okay, other than this, like one, other than like, I'm hoping, like one little like hope spot I have for the series. Other than that, like I do have another like thinking that like, there's no way that after that moment, like, there's like this whole dilemma that also happened in chapter 86 where it's like, where I was just like, I wouldn't want to do this, But considering what he just said in chapter 86, and this is before the soft fluffy text, by the way, was like a reason for me to want to like be like, want to grab the character and be like, okay, listen, are you an idiot? Just, I'm not gonna. There was actually something else going on in my mind, but I'm not gonna say it on stream for obvious reasons. But basically, it's like I want to lecture this child and tell them like, what are you thinking? And also because of what happened in latest chapter, like I'm also like thinking that like there's definitely no way he would still think the same way as he did like a couple times before. There is no way. After what just happened in chapter 89 and 90, there is no way. Seriously, like if that were to happen to me personally in real life, and I know like, because you know, I watch a lot of investigation cases, so I know how like people would naturally feel. Like, there's no way, like, you would still, your mindset definitely would have changed by then, like, about certain people. For me, it is, like, while reading the story, like, when you first get into the series, there will be, like, characters that are like, okay, but as time goes on, there will be characters you will actually not like. And here, I actually, like, I mean, I've always never cared much about, like, at least, like, one of the characters. Like, sure, like, they've gone through their own things, but it's, like, it doesn't justify some things. How do I put this without spoiling? Well, that's close to saying I could say without outright spoiling it. And what happened in chapter 89 and, like, 90, I have completely cemented the fact that I absolutely do not hate, I mean, what am I talking about? I absolutely do not like this character. Because when something bad happens to my favorite characters, and there's this one character responsible for it, I will hold a grudge against that character. It's kind of like in Fire Emblem Three Houses, without spoiling, it's kind of why I pretty much don't like this one character, because of this one fact. It's more or less the same there, except the difference is in Fire Emblem Three Houses, like, no one's actually wrong. Like, no one's, how do I put this? Like, I actually like that character a little more. I mean, I don't like them particularly, but I don't hate them at all. Did I do this? Yeah, okay, I did too. Let's go check something out real quick. I gotta wait a bit for all this as well. How many coins do I need for at least the next rank? Not just like at least one purchase. It's pretty easy to spend coins. I mean, there's already so many items I would spend coins on anyway, so it's like, it's fine. Family knows. Wait, how many? I don't really have many chairs, so I guess it's fine. Actually, no, let's get a equip slot. Out of 25. So yeah, we have the left is spending coins, and then we have these two as time goes on. And so once I'm done with all the PvP stuff, which is... How many are left? 18, I think. Yeah, 18. And then 2 more days of that. Hey, let me go switch characters because I want to play a bit on my Blaze Wizard now. Because I actually want to get some things. Oh, channel 20 is spilled. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, I haven't finished this thing yet. Let's go finish this. Okay. So we're on my burn level character. I have no potions on her, but that's fine. Familiar system probably still doesn't work, so let's not touch it, otherwise the game will crash. So basically it soft locks, and that's kind of annoying. Wait, whoops. And we also had Ducky! Oh yeah, as a slight reminder, I know that it's gonna be like a bit of an outdated one when I upload this on YouTube, but I am doing one last Maplestory 2 stream. Sometime a week before it's officially shut down. So yeah, a week before it shuts down, I will be playing Maplestory 2. One last time. Yeah. I'm actually gonna miss it a bit because I did have fun with the game. I mean, the reason why it kind of like went like quiet is because like, you know, a lot, you know, time just goes on. And to be fair, I actually don't like the story in Maplestory 2 that much, to be honest. The characters are fun, but it's not really fun to like experience the story. They did change things so you could still go through the story quest regardless, but in this case, I haven't been playing much, and I do want to make one last stream so I could kind of take more screenshots for like memory's sake. And also kind of see my characters again, because, you know, all of them are gonna be gone, like, after it's discontinued, so I want to take a look at my characters, like, one last time before it's all gone. I can't wait for that stream. That should be happening a week before it shuts down. So Maplestory 2 is, well, it's only the global version, and I think the Japanese version's shut down already. I think KMS hasn't said anything about them shutting down yet, but I think they will soon, based on, you know, what's happening now. I think one thing I'm just gonna miss completely is just the fact that, like, you know, like, voice actors also put effort into voicing in the game too, so the fact that it's gonna shut down, it's like, well, those voice lines are gonna be gone forever, so. Yeah, that was a weird lag. Trying to balance out stats. mention this, but even though it was kind of like emotionally painful to read the chapters again from start to the end, because of the latest chapter, because of what he said, of what this one character says, I feel like at this point I shouldn't say names just because of, because you know what I'm talking about, like so far has been basically like very implied spoilers, so I can't really say specific things. But the thing is, I'm like thinking about it, and yeah, like from like one, okay, I remember seeing one reply like within like these days where like someone shared gifs from the anime and people were like, because of the like that lot, like the what this character says, like every scene hits differently. And they're not wrong, although it's kind of weird to say it considering the whole fan base for like since the series started, or at least since a certain point, but definitely since to be fair, the fan base grew thanks to the anime in 2015, so it's kind of hard to say. But since a particular point in the series, the fandom, you know how shipping get, like you know how it gets with like shipping characters together and stuff. So basically, because we now know this for a fact that it's canon, like you think back on a lot of the scenes and you really see it. You really see it. Like, I mean, a lot of us technically have seen it just because it's the fan base. We're just like shippers. Just a bunch of shippers mixed in and a bunch of people who are just like, you know. But in this case especially, like, because I read the chapters again and it's only been like 2 months since I watched the anime a second time, because my reason was because basically my main reason for watching anime is just I wanted to hear their voice actors again. I wanted to hear like, yeah. And like when I'm like thinking back on a lot of stuff now, like especially some other lines of dialogue in the story, I'm like, I see it and it just gets me emotional. And I think I'm about to get emotional right now, but I really want to talk about it, but it's so spoilery because, you know, if I say who the well, actually, people already know what I'm talking about, but just in case, like, there are people who haven't read the manga or, like, have yet to get there, or, like, or just, like, keep things quiet so if people get into the series, they would know when they get there. The point being, like, I think some people know what I mean, because I'm, like, thinking about it myself, and I could see it. Like, I could see it more clearly. Technically, I will admit, I am one of the shippers of, like, this pairing in the series, but even as a shipper and not really thinking too much on, like, the implications of, like, how, like, even before that chapter, like, you could see it, like, you could just, how do I best put this? As people know, I played a game called Tales of Zestiria. Two of the characters, the childhood friends, how their relationship is pretty much almost exactly like, the relationship in this series. And I'm not kidding. And in this case, in Tales of Zestiria, those two characters are canon. It's not stated officially in the game, but it is officially confirmed by official sources related who worked on the game and stuff. Could I do this again? Just because I want to get the ring. Anyways, as I was saying, because because, in Tales of Hysteria, the relationship between these two characters, the childhood friends, I've seen, like, last year I actually talked about this. Like, during my playthrough, I think, that I noticed that there were similarities between these, two, pairs of characters. The one from Servadian and the one from Tales of Hysteria. Like, I noticed that there's a lot of similarities in how the relationships are. Like, the relationship between the two characters are built. And that's, like... Like, you know what I mean. Like, I see it in both cases. And for some reason, this enemy just put me in the trap again. Like, there's a lot of similarities, and to the point that, like anyone can see it, I guess. I don't know. It's really hard to put into words. Really hard to put into words just because of recent events now, but... Like, I hope someone out there knows what I mean, because, like... Crap, what was I talking about? Oh, I got a listing sold. I can't really check that right now because I don't want to do that on stream. Plain Forest Guardian. Wait, what was I talking about? Great, now I forgot. I was talking about, like, the relationship between... Oh yeah, I was talking about, like, how even before, like, chapter 90, like, it was pretty obvious. And I wouldn't say obvious, but very implied. Just like how Tales of Hysteria played it out as well. And... Interesting enough, if people like the one in Tales of Hysteria, they also like the one in Seraph the End. And I am one of those people, I will admit. And, okay, what am I doing? So, what I'm trying to say is that, like, even before Chapter 90 and that, like, official, like, canon, like, fact now, like, it was very implied early on. And also, after Chapter 90 and knowing it is true, like, thinking about it, it's like, we just see it. And, like, I see it more clearly. Even though I've been a shipper, like, I'd ship it. I won't lie, I ship it. And, okay, I'm also trying to figure out where to go now because I honestly don't know what to do. Yeah, so I'm a shipper. I've always, like, oh, but of course, oh yeah, I did admit that before the... Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a quick break right now just to kind of clear my throat because I'm like, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be gone for a few minutes, so yeah. Just enjoy the music for now. Okay, I have returned. Okay, I have no idea what to do. No, I actually don't know. I said I could grind on some enemies to pass time. I just missed it. The thing, right? Like the Pixel Coconut season. Yeah. Okay, anyways, as I was saying, so now what I was trying to explain is that even before Chapter 90 was released, like, it was, like, implications were there. And as someone who doesn't, like, even though I am a shipper, like, I do ship characters together, even if I wasn't, like, even when I'm not thinking about it when I read chapters, because it would just kind of make, like, reading through the chapters a little awkward. Like, I can see, like, I can still see the implications, even when I'm not thinking about it. So... Ow. Okay. So... Yeah. And because, so, like, as I was explaining a moment ago, like, how, like, the tropes are similar with, like, the child and friend, pair in, Tales of Asteria. Woohoo! Like, which, in that case, they're canon. They're official. As I was talking about... Right. I keep forgetting. So yeah, basically because the tropes are the same, I could see it in Seraphidian as well, so... And also, I will admit that when I did watch the anime again, I was like... And remember how it was portrayed in the manga, I was like, yeah, the manga makes it... I mean, no manga. The anime does make it implied as well. Like, very much more because of how... Because, you know, it's all animated, and it's like... And then you have voice acting, and then your music background. Also, to kind of point out, like, when I thought about, like, how would the rest of the series be like if it's, like, in the anime? And I'm like, I'm not prepared for the day I have to hear the voice acting for, like, the latest chapters. Because I think I will literally break. It's just gonna make me cry and get emotional. Okay, why is everyone counting up on the chat? In-game. As you guys should probably be able to see. Oh yeah, by the way, considering, like, you know, the message in the chat in the game, you would notice that, like, the one with, like, the one here, that would actually show up on screen. But because I disabled it, you're not actually, like, we're not actually seeing it right now. So, no idea what's happening in there, but, things are happening. I like how, like, thinking about something now, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Also, I'm, like, thinking about it. I know I should probably think about it, considering it'll be, like, ages away, but, I wonder how, for the, okay, if the latest chapters were in the anime, how would I'm definitely certain that, like, if it's animated. Oh my god, I'm just imagining it and I hate it! No, I don't hate it, but I don't hate it like I like hate it. I'm saying I hate it in terms of, like, I will literally cry when it's in the anime. I will literally cry again when it's in the anime. But, like, I'm just, like, thinking about it because, you know, on dubs, like, you know, when dubs had to happen, like, they had to, like, all, like, adjust the line so it could actually fit within the, what they say, like, the mouth flaps. Considering how this one word is probably, like, pronounced, like, in Japanese, and I mean, like, it's not really a single word, but translated. But considering how, like, how many syllables of pronunciation there is in it, Like, I think, yeah, like, I'm just, like, thinking about it. It's like, they are definitely going to translate it exactly when it's in the anime one day. Because, you know, I watch English stuff, so I'm, like, thinking about it. It's like, are they going to put it in the same text? Well, actually, I'm trying to think about it. I haven't watched an anime that actually kind of has... I actually don't know. Now I'm thinking about it, I actually don't know the answer to my own question. But basically, I'll say this, that if the rest of it were in the anime, and considering how that phrase, how long, I guess, that it takes to say it, because I'm, like, thinking about how it's said, like, in Japanese, and in Japanese, it's pretty much probably the same syllables as actually saying it in English. So if that is the case, we will definitely be hearing that very line in English, and I'm like, I'm gonna cry. I don't want to think about it. There's no news of a Seraphine anime, like, continuation yet, so it's like, don't, like, let's not think about it. And also thinking about it, because, like, you know, because of the translation and how it doesn't really use honorifics, pretty much, Funimation does the exact same thing. So, we're not gonna, like, obviously, like, honorifics are, like, taken out of, like, names. Oh. Ow, I will literally cry. Okay, what am I thinking about again? Yeah, I'm just, like, thinking about it now. It's like... I'm just, like, thinking about something now, and I'm like... Yeah, I'm, like, thinking about it. It's like, yeah, I'm definitely sure they will exactly say that. Like, if those chapters are animated, and when it's dubbed, they will definitely say that. They will, like, that is definitely one line they will have to say in English. I'm just thinking about something as, like, how the mouth flaps might be played. Like, if that were to be animated, and I'm like, 100%, I will say yes, they will have to, like, put it that way. Yeah, I'm just thinking about something now. Okay, enough thinking about that. I'm just, like, thinking about... Okay, now I'm thinking about it now. It's like, what phrasing was used in I don't watch Japanese. I don't watch anime with the Japanese voices at all, so I'm just like slightly curious about translations for like other animes as well. Because if I'm thinking about those, like, actually no, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, yeah, that will definitely be dubbed exactly if were to be in the anime. Now I just realized when it's animated, people are gonna say our GIFs all over the place and be like crying and like, no! And I'm like, god dang it. Okay, now I remember this one post that I couldn't help but like on Tumblr. It was just like, and it was just like, it's funny. It's amusing now. I don't know if it was an old post or not, but it aged so well because this character says all those lines at least like what I said. Yeah, never mind. You know, never mind. This is getting like making me flustered a bit. And all my listings expired. Okay, I think I should stop thinking about this because even if we like for like an anime adaptation, like we're not gonna be like seeing that anytime soon. Like if the anime were to continue, we're not gonna be seeing that for a long time. So it's like, yeah, let's not think about it. And not make myself cry on stream about it. I'm just like thinking about it. It's like, well, yes, 100% they will like translate it exactly that. Oh my god, I'm just like, I will not like. I think what will get me emotional about it is that, considering, like. Okay, I did kind of mention at one point is that, like, because, like this one voice actor started becoming my favorite voice actor since Serve at the End. I will, like, when the time does come, like, for the anime to continue and when it's dubbed, like, we will definitely be hearing we'll be definitely hearing him have to, like, to say that particular line in the anime, and I'm just gonna get so emotional. Again, I don't want to think about it too much because it's just gonna be an emotional mess. Yeah, I should probably stop thinking about it. It's getting a bit much now. I should probably not also forget that that chapter was really emotional too. So, like, in general, especially with how it ends. So I'm like, I should probably not think about that too much. Okay, I'm gonna finish this quest and then end the stream. Loot all the things. think that's mostly it I wanted to talk about, honestly. I can't think of anything else other than, like, I'm excited for Tower of God's English stuff to, like, be released on the 13th. I think I'm just gonna wait and binge it when all the episodes are available, though, because I'm, like, I can't, like, spend so much just on another subscription. So, I will probably have to wait and binge it, although I will want to hear, like, some dubbed clips from Tower of God. What the heck am I talking about? I got confused because I was thinking, I just thought of another word that starts with T, and then just, like, I almost blurted that out. Yeah. I came in for Taka. I want to hear some of the dub clips so much because I want to hear, like, the voice actors. Like, I want to hear them as the characters so much. Ah! Yeah, when I saw that cast list, I was just, like, wanting to scream because I'm like, oh my gosh. I was so happy. I can't wait to hear how they sound because, you know, I've been reading Tower of God since 2018. So I'm like, I've always wondered, like, what their voices would be like in English. Also, we have Johnny on Bosch as Bam, so I'm like, I'm really curious on his performance for, like, Bam, most of all. Because one thing I know about these voice actors is they all have quite the range. So, which is obviously pretty normal because, you know, as someone who wants to be a voice actor, which, well, obviously, I'm not going to be voicing an anime anytime soon because anime dubbing is much harder than it looks. I know that for a fact. Especially since you have to listen to the Japanese and then kind of know how long you have to say it and how you should perform in it. And, like, and make sure you get it within a time frame, but if the time frame is too, like, short, you would have to fix it up. Like, I'm like thinking about it and it's like, yeah. Like obviously when I start being a voice actor, I'm gonna start out way small, like on the scale of like voice acting. Like I'm not gonna bother with like anime dubbing until much later. Like probably like whenever I started, like whenever I start voice acting, it'll probably be like a year or more. Like before I even consider voicing an anime, because anime requires more practice. Because of how the process actually is. But it's fun. But I don't mind waiting. It's fine. Like, there's no rush. But yeah. But anyways, I think that'll be all for today's stream. I kind of want to do something else now. And there is a picture I want to get done, so that will take a lot of my time. It was supposed to be an April picture, but of course with everything happening and, you know, finishing up classes, I had zero time to actually do that. So, yeah. Again, this stream is just me talking about Seraph at the end, but to be fair, that's pretty normal, honestly. I talk about that all the time these days. Especially now that I'm reading the chapters online and actually am up to date. And of course, 2 chapters I read online after like catching up like halfway through March, like the new ones, had to be the most emotional chapters ever. And I'm like, of course it does this to my emotions. Of course. Unavoidable. just selling items. Okay. Just selling all these before I close it off. But yeah, as I was saying, I pretty much just talked about the thing again, as usual. I mean, it can be helped. Like, none of my comments about the series, like, oh, I hope this doesn't completely happen in the next chapter. Yeah, they all aged very poorly. I don't want to think about like have my hopes up anymore too much because I'm just gonna cry a lot. So for the most part, when it comes to that series though, I'm just gonna like, I will have some expectations, like I hope this happens, but I'm not gonna hope too much because it's just gonna hurt like a lot. But yeah, as said, this is just a casual stream, just doing some things and maybe some 15th anniversary stuff. Also, in terms of that, I am almost done with the achievements here. So, yeah, I will be getting the medal this time around because I didn't get last year's medal because I got super, super lazy. But anyways, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all in the next stream.